Live from New York, it's Ask an Engineer.
Hey everybody, get your lightsabers out. It's the pre-Halloween week. Ask Engineer, it's me, Lady Ada.
That's how you do kitchens in Florida.
I know.
That's
the
how you
kitchens
do it.
by Zod.
Yeah.
We're here at the Adafruit Factory, me, Lady Ada, with Mr. Lady Ada. We've got an exciting show for tonight. Jam-packed. This is the most packed show
It's a big show.
ever. We got so much stuff going on. Broadcasting from the Adafruit Factory, we do all the design, testing, manufacturing, shipping, coding, everything, pick and placing, ovening, cat petting. Well, no, actually not that. But everything else, it happens here, and we're going to have the next hour be a maker smorgasbord. What's on the smorgasbord today?
Yeah.
It's a smorgasbord.
On tonight's show, the code is Prop Maker, 10% off in the Adafruit store all the way up till 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That allows you to get 10% off in the Adafruit store, everything except for Ada boxes and gift certificates. It supports us, an open source hardware company in New York City. No loans, no venture capital. We are doing this, coming up with these things, doing these shows, and paying people. We have an upcoming paid day off for voting. We're doing that.
Yay, democracy!
For our employees. So when you buy something and use the code Prop Maker, it does help us. Please do that. That's why we're here. So I tell people around the world showing and sharing their projects. We had some interesting physics experiments more. Lady Ada will talk about those. Pack the Mailbag will stop by, read your letters to us. Time Traveler will look around the world of makers, hackers, artists, engineers, current news, other stuff going on, and more. Help Wanted, the Adafruit Jobs Board is, I'm calling it, the world's most successful, biggest maker jobs board.
Yay!
Only because we know pagination works now, because we have multiple pages of jobs.
That was funny.
We have well over 20 jobs.
Well, you know, the only other most successful jobs board other than the current jobs board is the one we had before.
There are previous ones. So we'll do a featured
better.
job this week. We also have Main New York City, factory footage, and more. We have 3D printing, Pedro. We have new products. We have
Mega.
Top Secret. We'll answer your questions. We do that on Discord, so make sure you go to adafruit.it/Discord.
Go, 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 go.
Join 8,000 people, almost up 9,000, only on Discord. We'll have a trivia question where we give away something, all that and more on, you guessed it, Ask an Engineer.
Boom!
Okay.
We're rocking it.
So we got that going on. So another little bit of a note, we're going to do something kind of cool tonight. We're going to have a specific section devoted to CircuitPython.
We've talked about CircuitPython before,
Yeah.
but what's different this time?
Well, we're just going to have a big section because the newsletter is so big. It's like its own. It's like Mike Brella called it. It's like its own magazine now. So if anyone knows about book authoring and CircuitPython, it's Mike Brella. So I thought we would have a whole section devoted to that. So we'll see how that goes. Just like we have new products.
Yep.
So we'll see. Okay, so let's pay some bills. Remember, the
Okay.
code is Prop Maker. You'll see why the code is Prop Maker soon. But Lady Ada, we give away free stuff. We have permaprotos, we have Circuit
Heck yeah.
Playground Expresses, which run, oddly enough, CircuitPython, and then free UPS ground.
Do you want me to talk about it?
Yeah, how much do you
Okay.
have to spend to get that?
So easy. $99 or more, you get a free permaproto half-size breadboard. These handy little PCBs, you can transfer your project onto them. They are so handy once you finish your solderless breadboard project. $199 or more, you get free UPS ground shipping in the continental United States. That's the lower 48. If you have an order over $199, you'll get that free ground shipping. You'll get trackable shipping. You'll get it well packaged. It's insured. It's going to show up. You're going to know when it's going to show up. You can do the UPS select thingy where they hold it, whatever.
Yep. You got options.
And then $299 or more, you get a free Circuit Playground Express, our premier learning board that you can use with code.org, CS Discoveries, Make Code from Microsoft, CircuitPython from the CircuitPython community, or with Arduino. So you have a lot of choices. It's jam-packed. Somebody even said it's ridiculous how much hardware is built into it with LEDs and sensors and buttons and microphones and speakers.
We saw someone on Twitter like, oh my gosh, and it makes noise.
And they made a drum machine.
yeah.
That's cool.
So
Make your own drum machine.
Okay, the different type of shipping, UPS, that's best for ground and getting it to you as soon as possible in the U.S. Trackable, reliable. Postal, if you want to wait a bit longer, you can do that. And then DHL International, it sails right through. You can also go to adafruit.com/distributors. That's all of our international distributors, including folks like DigiKey.
We have distributors around the world.
Same day delivery if you're in New York City. Check out before 11 a.m. and could be delivered same day. Lady Ada, people around the world show and share their projects every single week at 7:30.
That is correct.
p.m. We do that. It's our favorite half an hour. What projects were on the show this week?
Whoa, we had some great projects. From Adafruit peeps, we had Erin who showed off her Medusa headdress. It was like a snake lady dress. And it was more than just beautiful LEDs and these snakes crafted out of fabric and foam. They moved. They were live because she's Medusa and she has living snakes in her hair. The snakes were controlled by Cricket and some servos, and she did the programming in MakeCode. So kind of interesting. She showed like how easy it is to make an animatronic costume using MakeCode. Drag and drop blocks in the Cricket. You plug it in, no soldering required. So she's going to use that for her costume, and the guide's live, and we'll show that off soon, as well as a little video. JP showed off the Teeny Museum, showing how to take your Halloween and turning it into a little frame image that also takes you to the history of art. You can put images and sound files on there, and they'll sync them up so you can go through each file using capacitive touch. Also previewed a Neotrellis controlled lamp for tomorrow. Check out his live stream. He'll be going through a live build using the new Neotrellis RGB elastomer button kit. Nan Pedro took off this week. They'll be back next week with amazing stuff. And then Scott took apart a $3 synthesizer. He goes for runs. He picks up synths. That's actually kind of like a good weight training thing because you like run there. And you have to carry the synth back. But it's $3. And he took it apart. It's got this Nuvotron chip in it. And he's kind of curious, what would it take to port CircuitPython to that, or maybe make another board for the synthesizer. He's working on MIDI and USB stuff. If anybody out there is like a USB MIDI fan, maybe join on Discord.
Hang out on Discord and
talk to Scott. Maybe
we're in a good spot with CircuitPython because it's still possible, and it'll probably always be possible, but more possible than other programming languages and development, where if you want to see something really cool in CircuitPython, you can participate, whether it's helping with documentation, to testing, to writing the actual code. People are doing things like, I want Bluetooth. Pull request came in. I want to have it run on this board.
The add support.
Yeah, so
and we merge them.
Yeah, and we built it from the start, so this is possible. It's not, I did all this work and like my pull request never gets looked at. So kudos to the team who put that together, but it is a good time. There's lots of interesting things that you can do with hardware now, and individuals can do something, and you don't have to be a big company.
No. It's a community effort.
Yeah.
Okay, then we had some people from the community. Amelia, who posted up a guide on our Learn system. It's an LED, Jacko LED trick. It's an LED matrix built into a foam pumpkin, so you can do cool effects. Of course, you're going to have like a pumpkin face, but why do that when you can have it do like cool lighting effects? So she showed that off. It looks great. She had a really good time putting that guide together, and you can follow along. There's still time to build the LED tricks. Check out the learn.adafruit.com. And Gary and Chris, this is the first time we've had two people remote to each other showing at the same time, and they had a spooky entanglement.
Spooky interaction at a distance.
Spooky interaction at a distance. Quantum project. They had two of these like pull spinning voice, like it.
Yeah, you pull the string and it goes and it says, the cow says moo.
There's a cow or a dog,
and it was like a synced up. So
when you pull one, the other one spins.
One person will both spin.
Both spin.
And they both end up the same spot. And they use Adafruit IO, and they use CircuitPython and they use an ESP.
So Feather ESP maybe, or I don't know what ESP boards, but really a cool project. They said they have it on GitHub. I'd love to see it. This is a very interesting project because they said they're 10 miles away, and over Wi-Fi they synchronize stuff. So that's kind of cool seeing like people making these props that are quite advanced using Adafruit IO, which is fast enough. We have fast enough throughput.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I'll talk about some new features with Adafruit IO, but Adafruit IO is another really popular service for makers. So it's free from Adafruit. We have pro accounts for people who want to do more than just what the free accounts allow, but you can get started right away. All the code examples get you going, and you could do a project like this really easy.
Yeah.
Internet of Services, things were hard. We also decided, we're a company that sells hardware, so you don't have to worry about Adafruit IO going out of business. In the past, there was a bunch of like IoT service for makers, and you'd spend a lot of time on there like, our beautiful sunset, our beautiful journey. We've decided to do something else.
We deleted all your data 2 days ago.
And then the founder's like, I really regret talking to YouTube and really talking to Yahoo. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do that. We're supported by all of you.
We will never sell to Yahoo.
And our hardware. Yeah. So check out Adafruit.io, and I'll go over some of the new features of it.
Did we mention that your purchases at Adafruit help support our free services like Adafruit IO? Thank you.
That's what it does.
It does. We developers, we pay them so that we can give you stuff for free.
Yeah.
So thanks for your purchases. And then Toaster has a costume update showing off some cardboard covered with duct tape and gaff tape to make cool shiny effects and this sparkle stuff. So this gonna have some LEDs added as well. Looks like a pretty cool cyber costume, like a mecha robot thing. And then Danon showed off some dollar hacks. Dollar stores are great because I love dollar stores. and dumpster diving, because it's like you can take stuff apart, hack it. If it doesn't work, it's like, well, it was in the dumpster already, so you learned something. But made some cool snow globe with like styrofoam, and there's a little fan, so the snow is blowing inside of it, so it's like a snow globe. And also got a portable soldering iron and hacked it so that instead of using AA batteries, it plugs into a USB battery pack. That's pretty cool. It's like 3D printed battery replacements. And then also, what was the third thing? Oh, got these little eyeballs with like solar things, and they move. He's gonna maybe make them move with the sun. I don't know what's going on, but they're cheap, and so we'll see if that works out. And that's what we had on the show and tell.
Okay. All participants on the show and tell get an SE known show and tell sticker. Email support@adafruit.com. If you're on the show and tell, we'll send you a sticker. Part of our Adafruit live series of shows tomorrow. JP is doing his show. I didn't get time to put in the ambient color controller preview video because we ran right out of time, but I do have a video from his last show. So tune in for his show tomorrow for the ambient color controller. But this is what he did last week live on John Park's Workshop.
Self-Portrait by Vincent van Gogh. Dated 1889. Musica by Virgil Solis. Dated mid-16th century.
Okay, pack the mailbag. We read these letters that y'all send in every single week at our weekly meeting called State of the Fruit, Adafruit, and we also read them here. This is from Michael. Just wanted to give a big shout out to Adafruit Industries for being awesome. They stand behind their products and treat every customer with great care. I appreciate all they do. They're excellent customer services and just being all around awesome. I recommend you look at Adafruit for all your maker needs. And no, I was not paid for this. Just wanted to share an honest review of a great company. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, thank you, Michael.
Okay, for the folks that are watching, adafruit.it/discord, that's
Go
where
there.
we answer all the questions at the end of the chat.
Sign up.
So hang out there. Towards the end of the chat, we answer all the questions. Also, on JP's show, we have Make Code Minute.
Minute.
And Minute or Minute.
Or Minute.
You can say it either way.
Yeah. It's a small amount of make code.
Yeah, and that's part of his show, so every week we have that, and this is the latest Make Code Minute.
Make it away.
Make Code Minute. And for the Make Code Minute today, I wanted to do something a little bit different. This was a request from one of our forum members, C. Grover. He said he thinks there's been some confusion about how you can move a Make Code program onto a Circuit Playground Express that has an Arduino or a CircuitPython program running on it already. So as you may know, you can run all three of those different programming languages on the Circuit Playground Express. So I'm going to pull up my Circuit Playground Express right here. And right now, if I press the little reset button, that is running a sketch that I wrote in Arduino. So imagine we have a board, Circuit Playground Express, it's got Arduino code running on it. What do we do if we want to put make code on it? So here is my make code, and all this program does is cycle the colors in kind of a color wheel type of way. So if I hit download here, and I've already pre-downloaded, if I hit download here, if I want to move that make code program onto a Circuit Playground Express that has a Arduino sketch running on already, I'm going to just double click this button. So when I double click it, that puts it into bootloader mode. And what you'll see is in my Finder, now this thing cplay boot just showed up. Now I can drag the program. This is the make code program that I downloaded, Circuit Playground Color Spin UF2. I'm just going to drag that onto my Circuit Playground Express, and now you'll see my Circuit Playground Express is running that color wheel program that I made inside of make code. So you'll notice if you press the button once when you're in make code, you can get back to the bootloader. I'll press it a second time, and now I'm back to running that UF2. So that's the main difference. When you're in Arduino, double click and the bootloader comes up. Now you can drag on your make code program onto your Circuit Playground Express. And that is your Make Code Minute.
And that is the Make Code Minute. So, welcome to the wonderful world of CircuitPython.
Code plus community.
Every single week we have news from around the web of Python running on hardware. We have a newsletter that we do where it's jam-packed. This week, some of the highlights from the newsletter.
We have a guide from David Stells and Mike Borella on how to convert between CircuitPython and Python code and Arduino. Really handy if you're porting some old code, or maybe you want to, Arduino and you want to learn CircuitPython, or vice versa. This is a very handy guide, kind of taking you between, it's a little language translation.
New on Tindy, a CircuitPython powered keyboard. This is from Andy, and it's mini KBD. It's a USB powered keyboard based on the Trinket M0, and it has all different sorts of things that you could do. Now, Andy's a really talented typography expert and Python programmer.
And this is actually interesting. It's one piece of hardware, and you can use either with 6 keys,
Yeah.
2 rotary encoders, 1 rotary encoder, and 2 buttons. So you can kind of mix and match them.
And in the typography world, they all use Python. So this was a great leap for Andy, who's like, I like doing Python anyways, because that's what I do with all of these typefaces.
This is a controller.
And as you can see, powered by CircuitPython.
So this is a little handheld tool with capacitive touchpads just for adjusting type, because he's like constantly tweaking type.
That's right.
Up, down, left, right.
Blitz City's working on a CircuitPython keyboard, another keyboard project.
Unrelated, but also CircuitPython.
AT makers using CircuitPython. We had covered this before, why CircuitPython is excellent for the assistive technology community. And then my favorite, so this is called Meow Meow, but I call it Meowie Meowie. This is the Meowie Meowie board, and this is from Electronic Cats, and they put in the pull request to support CircuitPython on their board, and now this is a CircuitPython board. So you
Yeah,
get
it's a
another.
SAMD21.
Yep.
So you can run CircuitPython quite easily, and it's neat because it's cat-shaped. It's made in Mexico by a group of Mexican makers and hackers, and it's adorable. I mean, look at this. It's a cat-shaped.
And that's in our section All Aboard. So every week when there's a new board or boards that support CircuitPython, we'll put it in there. This is kind of big news. This is the president of Costa Rica hanging out with some kids using Circuit Playground.
Sweet.
Deshipu has a couple cool projects. This was the sketch. I wanted to put this in here. This is, okay, what if you had like a Circuit Playground and you like Python and you could wear it?
It bolts onto that PCB
Yeah.
using like these SMT bolt pads, and then it's battery powered. So it's like a biscuit add-on that turns it into a barrette.
Yeah, so I really like this. And then also, Deshipu was busy. This is the latest version of the Pew Pew Shield for run CircuitPython, a little gaming platform.
Little badgy thing,
Yeah.
gaming badge.
And then this is a project, it's kind of nice to see these because there's a lot of stuff we haven't had time to get to. There's these little things called Buddha boxes, and they make music. Someone's making one with a Circuit Playground powered by CircuitPython.
You can see those capacitive touch pads.
Yeah.
Using capacitive touch, you can add lots of inputs.
And then EduBlocks is about to release their version of EduBlocks on their site.
So it's Blockly
runs-
Blockly Python.
Yeah, that runs CircuitPython. So you'll be able to do block coding CircuitPython. You
Interesting.
can also flip over to text-based at any time. So you
This
have,
might work out really well with the CircuitPython library that
Yeah.
Kattni wrote for the Circuit Playground Express, because it's very minimal. I mean, this shows like digital write and all that, and you can totally do that, but
Yeah.
the CircuitPython library is really compact, so you could probably get a lot going in only a couple blocks.
and then Made with Moo. Moo's our favorite editor. Go to codewith.moo. And this was a neat project
Moo.
that was featured on madewith.moo. It's a Circuit Playground, CircuitPython powered chainsaw using audio and modding a cheap toy and turning it into a great Halloween prop. On the Adafruit Learning System in the CircuitPython section, we have a lot of guides. A lot.
Tons.
As in over 100. We have 108 guides, 925 pages of CircuitPython projects, and we're updating a lot of our projects. So, for example, we had this as an Arduino project in the past. Now it is a CircuitPython project.
Yeah, Mikey Sklar, our friend from To the Consequences, New Mexico, is going through a lot of our older guides that use the original Gemma and the original Trinket, making sure they work with the new Trinket and Gemma, sometimes with Arduino and sometimes with CircuitPython, and also writing CircuitPython code. I mean, these guides have just been, this is a classic old guide
Yeah.
that Becky did with this cool wig, but now you can do it with a CircuitPython board as well.
And we get to some of this. This is a ton of low-cost, easy-to-make cup robots that also happen to be powered by Cricket and CircuitPython that you can make in a matter of minutes. And you can code them up right away. We also have JP's project. That's an updated guide, and also a guide specifically just for doing audio and
this is
pictures.
showing, yeah, this is showing off the new Display I/O library in CircuitPython in 4.0, which allows you to very easily display images on a TFT, just like we made audio playback really easy in CircuitPython. That was something I really wanted because people love adding audio. And now it'll be really easy to add imagery and graphics to your project because we'll have CircuitPython and Python power. So in this case, just drag and drop images onto the disk drive of CircuitPy and it shows up.
CircuitPython support for hardware continues to grow. We're adding new sensors and new breakouts all the time. We keep adding drivers, improving them, and we
How many
update
do we
them.
have?
Well, I'm glad you asked. We have 104
What?
CircuitPython libraries.
104 libraries?
Yes.
So all like the most popular drivers and sensors and
Yes.
LEDs and everything, it's all supported?
This week's new library was the Max 31856. We had updated libraries, NeoPixel Trellis, MCP 230XX, EPD, MCP3, XXX, NPR 121, and then we also had a bunch more. All this is available on learn.adafruit.com/category/CircuitPython. You can go to the community on Discord, adafruit.it. We have this in, of course, the awesome list. And we also made some changes with the newsletter, so we also have it on the blog.
Yeah.
So it goes out.
You should still subscribe though, get in your inbox.
Yep. And that is Code Plus Community CircuitPython News. We had a lot going on this week. Okay, time travel. So we're back in the world of makers, hackers, artists, engineers. Lady Ada, we just shipped out a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. It was a day.
Yeah. So we shipped out 400 badges to Hackaday. These are the Hackaday Edition Halloween badges.
Do you want to see one?
Yeah, let's put it on the overhead.
Okay,
So this is one of the ones that we QA'd. And just turn it on. Special thanks to DigiKey. Thank you, DigiKey. If you're in the chat rooms, shout out to DigiKey. They helped us get these to Hackaday.
So I'm gonna,
It's ready to go.
Oh, sorry.
It's ready to go.
It's already ready to go.
I already did this. And way of saying thanks, there it is.
There you go.
And what it steps through is a series of images that I put on there from Hackaday,
Meow.
SuperCon, and we also have a QR code that goes to the schedule. On the device itself, we have Mike Barella's book with an excerpt, getting started with Circuit Playground Express, but we put just the CircuitPython chapter on there. We have other treats and interesting things on there, a discount code and more, and this is free for all 400-ish attendees.
This is an
that are
X-ray,
there.
so this is through the board.
Yeah, shows up as a USB drive. You can start coding right away. This is the easiest, probably most useful conference badge that you will ever
And
get.
it's a skull.
It's a skull.
How could you not love that?
This was neat for me because 14 years ago I started Hackaday,
There's
and
a
now I'm
QR code.
sending hardware to a Hackaday event. So I have nothing to do with it now, but I'm glad I started it, made the logo, made the website, and now I can do cool stuff and work on this hardware and send it to something that I spent a lot of time on in the past.
Thanks, DigiKey.
Yeah, this is good. And shout out to the entire Hackaday crew who is working on this. Okay, next up, again, I'm just giving this as a suggestion. As an employer, if you work at a company, just send a note to the CEO, be super nice, send a note to employee resources, if you call it that, or HR, or whatever you call, we call it employee resource, and just say, what would it take for us to get a paid day off for voting? And maybe it's not going to happen this year, but start the engagement that way. Because if we can all do this, there's lots of maker companies that complain on Twitter or say, oh, we should change politics, we should do this stuff. You know what? Maybe give your folks some time off to vote because it can help people get to polling places. It can, they could be poll workers. No matter where you fall on the political spectrum, I think everyone agrees going out and voting is kind of good civic duty.
Well, there's a lot of people voting this year, so your vote is extra important.
Yeah, so I think that's a good way to get engaged.
It's also a good way to immediately impact your community. Because of course there's the presidential elections, there's federal, but there's of course the local elections that are really important for people's representatives, for governors, for mayors. So yeah, like we vote. We should vote a lot.
Okay. AdaBox, just a bit of a reminder, we have the AdaBox standalones in the site now, and we have the Halloween ones. So if you're running out of time for Halloween, and we're out of Halloweens, which we probably are because
We are, because they sell out fast. But we have the packs, and the packs give you
Yeah.
everything. And here's some of the fun projects you can build.
Yep.
You get these
I saw this on
eyeballs.
Instagram today.
This is kind of fun. You get everything you need to build a whole bunch of Halloween projects if you get the box. I recommend picking up the box. It's a great deal.
Yep.
You can make the lightsaber or the light painter. You can make some cosplay projects, the eyeball badge.
Okay.
So much.
Help wanted. This is our Adafruit jobs board. It's back.
It's back.
Featured job this week. Speaking of Hackaday, if you want to go for work for Hackaday, guess what? They have a job. We have multiple jobs in multiple places around the world now, from embedded firmware engineers to industrial engineers to associate buyers for Micro Center. But this one is a marketing and hardware advocate for Hackaday. Check it out. It's in Pasadena, but it looks like they do remote. They have a list of requirements. They are cool people to work with. That is a job. It looks like it pays really well, too. Check it out. Okay, Lady Ada, we're an open source hardware company.
We are indeed.
To prove it, we have a new learn system.
It's all fancy and shiny.
It's updated. We have 1,615 guides. Do you know how many pages there are?
No.
Oh, good. 11,303.
What?
Yeah.
For real?
For real.
Wow.
So we have, yeah, it's like a huge amount. It's like a
That's a lot.
encyclopedia of making. So what's on the guides this week?
Okay, so starting from the bottom, because I actually don't remember where we ended last week. We have the Terminator eyeball upgrade from JP. So this takes a Terminator mask from like a Spirit Halloween store or whatever, and you modify it and you put the Halloween inside of it with the Terminator eyeball code, and it's like kind of a cool hack because it's like you can still see out of the other eye, but you have the cool like robo eye going on. We've got the Halloween case for decorating your pumpkin, good for foam or real organic pumpkins, as they were. It's from Noah and Pedro. They also have the Cricut Flippy Bot. This bot's kind of neat because it like flips over, it like has two motors and it flips itself. So check that out from Dave. He's been making all sorts of cool, interesting robots.
Yeah.
We've got the. This is the other project he did. He did a cat toy with the Halloween because he's like, well, I got this Halloween and Halloween's almost over.
What was the first one you went over?
It was the Flippy Bot, but he also made the interactive cat toy.
Okay. So
He's making all sorts of cool
yeah,
robots.
so this is what he had.
Yeah, and this cat, you can tell, is
Yeah.
kind of interested, kind of curious.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kind of cool. Play with it. Making noise.
Okay, what else you got?
Cat's kind of traumatized. We also have that feather waveform generator. I think we actually went over that last week with the Eagle Sparkle Pocket Shirt. We did go over that last week. The Team Museum tour device that we just showed the little video for it from the JP to turn your Halloween into an audio playback like art device. We have the Jacko LED tricks just in time from Emily, and if you showed up on the show and tell, you saw a live demo. It's an LED RGB gridded foam pumpkin that can display all sorts of cool stuff on it. You can have like flame effects, you can just scroll messages or spooky stuff. So yeah, that's from a new guide writer, so welcome her on board. We've got the Arduino to CircuitPython dictionary. It's like, little, like I said, it's a guide to help you convert code back and forth. If you have CircuitPython code to Arduino to CircuitPython, help you adapt old guides, or maybe you've just been coding Arduino for a long time and you're like, well, what's this Python stuff all about anyhow? Well, this guide will get you going. The MakeCode Maker, this is from Pelly from Microsoft MakeCode. So this guide shows you how you can use MakeCode not only with Circuit Playground Express, which is of course one of our suggested ways of programming the Circuit Playground Express, but you can also use it with other SAMD21 boards like the Metro M0, the Gem M0, and the Trinket M0, and the Feather M0. So these boards are also supported by MakeCode, and Pelly has written a lovely guide that we've also mirrored into all of those product pages that tells you how to get started, how to load your first MakeCode project, and how to make a simple LED or button example code using the simulator. So really neat. Take a look at that, especially if you like the Circuit Playground Express, you like MakeCode, but maybe you want to use a Feather with it, or a Trinket or a Gemma. We've done a couple projects with MakeCode Maker, but not a ton. This is a really great starter guide. And we, of course, have that Halloween interactive cat toy. If you want to show that video again, the cute cat.
Another couple guides we of course had.
The Medusa.
Yeah, and then this one, I think maybe it's not live yet because I put a video in. This is
not quite live yet, but it's coming soon.
I wanted to show a preview. Yeah, this is the new guide.
This is so cute. This little inchworm bot. I didn't quite get to this before the show, but it'll be going live very, very soon.
And then we have the chair thing. That one's not going live yet.
That's not live yet
okay,
either.
good
Sorry.
to know.
And then the EL stick figure. That's Unknown Pedro's guide. We'll show the video for that. It's a little 3D print pouch for holding EL inverters. You can make this very easy and fun kids costume. People have seen the viral videos online. Well, do it yourself with this EL stick figure.
And we're going to play the video of the making of the Medusa cosplay now. Okie dokie, made in New York City factory footage. This is us making a bunch of hollow wings.
Yep, this is how we hand solder the TFT on. We're really good at it. Thanks, Travis doing it.
And then we have some more, and these have audio, so I'm going to let the audio speak for itself.
Let it roll.
And of course, outside our factory, we have beautiful sunsets like this. It's incredible out.
They were beautiful yesterday. I mean,
Yeah.
it does not do justice to the gorgeous weather we've been having. That looks nice, though.
Yeah. And some big news in the world of Adafruit IO. Justin, Tyler, Adam, Jan, Brent. This is a new section called Services. Go to Adafruit IO, make sure you have an account. Pro users of something really neat. We have things like weather.
Dark sky.
In
so
particular.
especially, this is interesting because Weather Underground just shut off their API access, and a lot of people were using
like-
Weather Underground for their free API, and even Weather Underground's like, you know what, actually, turning out this free API thing's not working out. So what we've done is, for Pro members, we worked with Dark Sky. It's a paid API, we pay for the API, so it's good. We support them and all the really
So
cool
we have
work they're
Python
doing.
Descent, we have Zapier, we
Those
have
are free.
Randomizer, and we have Weather.
But the weather is cool.
Weather data pro feature for now, and you can get the data via HTTP GET or MQTT subscriptions. We have a random data service, and we're just getting started. Like I said, we have Zapier. That's a way to glue stuff together, and then if then this that, a lot of people
Also,
use that as
We
well.
also have a time service, which we don't mention here, but we have a date time
Yep.
service. If you want to if you don't want to run NTP client separately, you can query the time as well.
Okay. Next up, 3D printing.
Sweet.
This week, Noah and Pedro took a break from some 3D printing. There is some 3D printing in the next project, but I will guarantee you're going to get a kick out of it no matter what.
Hey, what's up guys? In this project we're making a light up stick figure costume. We used EL wire to create a simple glowing skeleton. EL wire is flexible and comes in different colors. You can get the parts to build this project by checking out the links in the description of this video. Start by laying out the EL wire over your attire to map out the form. Then use a needle and thread to stitch the EL wire to the apparel. This battery sleeve is 3D printed in NinjaFlex and stitched inside one of the pockets. Check out the Learn Guide for a full step-by-step tutorial on how to wire up a 9-volt battery to power multiple strands. We used a vinyl cutter to make a skull mask out of black felt and glow-in-the-dark vinyl. This can be layered on top using a heat press. An elastic headband can be hot glued to the sides for easy wearability. We think this costume is a nice and easy build that has a creepy factor with built-in safety. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to check out the playlists for more project ideas from Adafruit.
And if you ever wanted to print a 3D spider, but you don't want to sit around for 8 hours, you can watch it happen in like a minute. Don't forget, 3D Hangouts every Wednesday with Noah and Pedro. You can learn how to make all this stuff and more. Some AdaBox news. You need to go to adabox.com and sign up for AdaBox if you do not have AdaBox.
Now.
It is shipping soon. I can't tell you what it is yet. I'll give you dropping some clues. Maybe
It's going to be awesome.
It's probably one of our best ones yet. So go to adabox.com, sign up for AdaBox. I'll be doing some more stuff. It'll be shipping around beginning of December, right before the holidays. Trust me, you will
Great
want
gift
this. Yeah.
for everybody. Remember, every
Okay.
AdaBox stands on its own. You don't have to know how to program. You don't
Yep.
have to know how to solder. It's good for beginners or experts.
And before we get to new products, just one note. So if you have an Adafruit account, people have asked, I want a newsletter that has the new products from Adafruit. Well, yes, you could do that. You can have an account. Or you can also just go to adafruitdaily.com. Even if you don't have an Adafruit account, we have the new product newsletter by Popular Dan also there. So both of those places. Before we get to new products, code's PropMaker. Lady Ada,
Yep.
it is time.
Awesome. New, 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 new.
Okay,
Okay.
let's do this.
Okay, we're going back to AdaBox 8. Remember AdaBox 8? We didn't forget about it. We want to get AdaBox 9 in the store, so we did that first. But this week we have AdaBox 8. This was all about making robot friend. It's where we introduced the Circuit Playground Express Cricket. Wow, that seems like so long ago. But it was an amazing AdaBox with everything you need to do to make really fun robots that were your friends. And everybody
Yeah.
loves robot friends.
Also includes a coloring book.
You get a coloring book, and here's an example of it. But you get the Cricut, the Circuit Playground Express, crafting supplies, 2 motors, 3-wheel, speaker, battery box, servo, small servo, large servo.
Yeah.
This one was really helped out with by DigiKey. They sponsored it, and they helped us with the design of the Cricut board and getting it to manufacture.
You make stuff like this? You need this.
Yeah, and it's
It
great
comes in a box that looks like this.
all the time. It's great for anybody. You can use MakeCode or CircuitPython or Arduino to program these robots. So it's great for like anybody. You don't have to be a robot expert.
Okay, next up.
Okay. Okay, so we got this cool stuff. We actually had Chi over, and like she was talking about this stuff. This is really interesting. We somehow didn't know about this, and so I'm glad we found out. It's conductive nylon tape. So you might be familiar with copper tape, and it's like this tape that's made out of pure thin copper with a conductive glue on it. Wait, hold on. Sorry, just putting away my stuff. So this tape is made out of this metallic nylon. I think it's like a silver-coated nylon. And we have it with conductive glue on the back. And what's nice about this, we have it in two sizes, 5mm and 8mm. But I'll just use the 8mm for demo. Is it's easy to cut, but of course I forgot my scissors. And then it has this peeling paper on the back. Hold on, fingernail. You can peel. Having a day. You can peel. Oh, thank you, fine assistant. You can really easily cut it. It doesn't tear. And unlike nylon tape, it doesn't crack or bend, and it's like super flexible. And like I said, it has conductive glue on the back. So you can, like, for example, take your Circuit Playground or something with capacitive touch, and then you just put this over the pad, and you just press down. And it's you can't solder to it. That's the only thing that makes it, different really than copper tape for most uses. But what's nice is you can easily bend and move it. You don't have to worry about cracking or like
I like this better than
bending.
copper tape.
It's nicer than copper tape, I think. If I had known about it, I would have done more stuff with copper tape. But,
Okay, and we have two different things going on here, right?
there's 5mm, and I just wanted to show really fast.
Yeah.
It's super low resistivity.
You want me to go back to the overhead?
Yeah, sorry. I was just going to show. Hold on. Ohms. It's very low resistance, so it's like, only a couple ohms between points. So you can use it to even power small electronics. It's perfect for capacitive touch, of course, and we recommend it for capacitive touch.
Yeah.
But you can also use it if you want to power small electronic parts or some wearables. And you can sew to it because it's fabric. So while you can't solder to it, you can sew to
Yeah,
it.
like fabric conductive tape just seems to make more sense with a lot of projects I've seen.
Yeah, I know.
The copper tape kind of like it.
What?
It
Yeah,
like
I don't like the cracking. It
cracks and or it'll split
oxidizes.
really fast and
Yeah.
oxidizes. Okay.
So we have this conductive tape, so we like it. We'll be using it in more projects. I just, honestly, I just didn't know about it until now.
Okay.
But it's using ESD, it's what it's designed for. But it's great for crafting. I recommend it, and we'll be using it a lot more than copper
In the
tape. in the
chat,
future.
Kathy says it's great. Been using it for no-so soft circuits. Thanks, Kathy.
Yeah, see?
Okay.
Everyone knows.
All right, we got battery pack.
Yeah, this battery pack is neat. We had this battery pack before, we just had plain wires, and now it has, you can see at the end, it's got those nice breadboard friendly tips. So you can plug this straight into your power supply, your breadboard, your perf board, your header to power your circuits directly. Of course, you can still cut and solder those wires, but it's just like really breadboard friendly. Same price as before.
All right, updated product.
Also updated the Picade X input power sound control for Raspberry Pi from Pimeroni. This has been updated before. It had terminal blocks. It now has headers, so it's even easier to use. Just plug those wires right in. They use this in their Picade, but if you're making any kind of retro arcade project with a Raspberry Pi, plug this onto your Raspberry Pi 3. That's recommended because, of course, it's the fastest. And you can joystick, has a speaker output, button input, all that good stuff, all in the Picade hat. Oh, we got this. Hold on. Let me
Beginning
grab.
to look a lot like Christmas.
It's looking like this. Hold on, let me turn on my.
Yeah, this is a snow globe pack because last year we got these after the holidays, but this year we have them before the holidays. So this year, if you want to make one of these things or give it as a gift or make a custom snow globe,
Yeah.
you can.
Sorry for. Hold on. Yeah, there's so many demos going on here.
Do what you got to do.
Okay, so you can go to the overhead and I can show what you get.
What do you get?
So you get this snow globe, and it's this bottle with a stopper. So you would use some E6000. You can get that at any hardware craft store, and that'll, once you're done, you fill this in with liquid, with sparklies, with figurines, whatever you want. You put this in, and then you put a little bit of E6000, and you squish it in. It does have a seal. It's just not like a perfect seal. Also, if somebody opens it because they're like, what's going on here? It can pop open. So we recommend you glue it closed. Even though you don't have to, it's strongly recommended. You get one of these skinny 500 milliamp hour batteries, and you get the lens onto the Halloween. How come you don't have that in the store? Well, it's sort of a special for AdaBox, but once we got those in the store and those are selling, we had a couple left over, and we'll continue to stock these if people like them. It's a little mounting kit, and as you can see here, it comes with the plastic and some screws, and you can see how it sandwiches the board on. It also keeps that screen in place, which is nice because the screen, if you bump it, can come loose. And then on the overhead, I have the demo, but the eyeball looks especially cool because it kind of makes it blobby, so it looks like it's kind of coming out at you. and it distorts it in a really neat way. So you can put any of the eyeballs on there, and it makes it look even better. And because this is clear, you can still see the nice silk screen that Phil B designed. So this little add-on kit, you should pick up a haloing and a lens, of course. It doesn't come with those things. But if you do have those two things, then Bob your uncle, you put this on, and you're good to go.
Okay. And then tonight, the star of the show, besides you, Lady Ada, and the entire community, is the prop maker wing.
Yes.
And I thought I played one bit of video in the beginning of the show. I'm going to play some more.
Play some more
This
video.
is what it looks like on the desk after you make your lightsaber. But you're like, I want to walk around my house with a lightsaber. Well, no, I did it for you.
Go. Okay, so this is a star. Let me explain what's going on here. So we had people who were making props and projects with the feather, and it was like they always had to take a couple boards and put them together to get what they wanted done. So we looked at a lot of the projects we wanted to build. Looked at the lightsaber that we made with the hallowing. We thought, what would we want to add to a feather to make it really good for making props? Now, it doesn't do everything, but it's also only like about $10. So it's like, you get enough going on that you can make some cool projects, and especially keep it nice and small in feather size. So you get an audio amplifier. So if you're using the Feather M0 or M4, we have CircuitPython has great audio support. It's really easy to play audio files, and we even have polyphonic audio coming soon, so you can have like background and foreground sounds. So this will drive a 8 ohm or 4 ohm speaker. 8 ohms are like not super loud, but they're good for small props, and 4 ohm speakers are of course super loud. They'll definitely fill up the room. You need a big battery to drive them. It comes with a triple axis accelerometer. We use the LIST 3DH. Now some people are like, well, why don't you have like a 9DOF sensor with like acceleration and gyro and magnetometer? And the answer is a lot of props don't need it. The extra cost for a 9DOF sensor doesn't usually pay out because a lot of people don't have the code that can really read that 9DOF data and do something complicated with it. For a lot of props, you just want tilt or motion, or I shook it or I hit it. For those things, the accelerometer is plenty. Like if you saw with the lightsaber, you don't need a gyro or magnetometer to do the swing or the hit or like the basic motion output. So also, if you saw, Phil B had a really great project showing how it can detect, the accelerometer can detect steps. So as you step, it can make sound effects. So you had like a person in a dragon costume, and it would make stompy sounds. And when they jumped, it would make a roaring sound. So you can do that with just an accelerometer. And the LIST 3DH is a low cost, but really great accelerometer, and we have tons of good support code for it. It also has a 3-watt LED driver, so you can drive RGB LEDs if you have like a really bright light you want to add. You don't have to use a 3-watt LED, you can use smaller LEDs too, but it can drive up to 3 watts with 3 powerful MOSFET transistors. It has a level shifted NeoPixel output with our joystick connection, because I know it's like a lot of times you want to be able to disconnect the LEDs from the board while you're taking it apart.
What are those holes right there?
Oh, we have breakouts for the enable pin. So, you probably have the wing in your prop, and you want to bring the on-off switch outside somewhere. So we made it really easy for you to connect 2 wires to make an on-off switch. And there's also another switch input that is just easy to break out to, and you can connect a switch. And I'll show on the demo. And then another thing that it's not labeled here, but there's a power pin. So a lot of people, when they make their props, it's like, well, you want to have the accelerometer on to detect motion and read the switch, but you don't want the NeoPixels to be all lit up because they do take up a lot of quiescent current and maybe the RGB LED as well. So we have a power pin that when you activate it, it will shut off power to the NeoPixels, like that V+ pin. So it'll reduce the quiescent power, and we did some power measurements. So it just means that instead of taking up a milliamp per NeoPixel, it takes none. And the quiescent current for the whole wing is about a milliamp. You're still going to have to put your feather into low power mode if you wanted to. But even if you don't, that will really save you if you have a ton of NeoPixels on your project and you want to like lower the power but still listen for button presses. You don't want to turn off the whole thing. You just want to turn off the high current speaker and NeoPixel output. So let me show
Do a demo?
my demo. We'll see if I can get my demo up and running. Hold on, let me get a
All right.
battery.
I see the prop maker wing.
Yeah.
I see it. Looks
So I
like
have
you
it
got-
side by side with a Feather
Yep.
M0 Express just to show it. And it does work with all feathers. but it won't have all the capabilities. So for example, the audio output, the amplifier only works if your feather has audio output, and only like the M4, the M0, and the Teen Seed has that. And for for the audio playback, CircuitPython is best. So you can use this wing with an ESP8266. You just won't get the audio output. You'll still do the RGB LEDs. This is a 3-watt RGB LED. You'll still have the button and the NeoPixel and accelerometer, but you won't have the speaker out. So where was I? I just had this battery and then I lost it. So I just put it back where I took it out of.
Yeah.
So I was so excited about explaining this part maker wing. Okay, so you still want to power your project portably, so of course you use the Feather battery power supply. And then what's interesting here is I have the enable pins connected up to this toggle switch. So this is how you turn it on or off. So this is really nice because it's fully on off, but you don't have to splice any cables. And then you have this button. So I have just here a panel mount button, and this is going to be really bright. But so it's playing audio from the speaker, and it's got the NeoPixel, the gigantic 3-watt RGB LED. And then when I tap it, it changes the colors of the NeoPixel. So this is just a demo showing, audio playback through the speaker, RGB LED, NeoPixel button switch, and then, of course, I want it to shut up and be quiet. So turn off. So this is everything.
To use CircuitPython, you can make all those props you wanted to. And, just to be straight up, we looked around. There's a ton of expensive, complicated, bizarre, hard to use, cranky, here's how to make a prop. It's only $500. And, they're not open source. And so we just said, let's go in and, let's do a good job.
Yeah, and then we're going to have this speaker in the store soon. This is a nice, compact 3-watt speaker. So, if I don't want this little skinny 8-ohm speaker, which is cute and low cost, but maybe I'm like, look, I want to have some bumping music.
This lets you spend more of your time building the props than now I need to download an IDE and learn assembler. And then just one more little bit of kitchen footage here.
Yes, I think I did.
I know it's I'm gonna go to the kitchen and I'm gonna get a snack. It's all right, well, do you want to bring a lightsaber? Yes. This is how we make sure the kitchen is safe. So that is a problem.
Yeah, so this is, sorry, I was going to show the big speaker. So yeah, if you want a big speaker, you can connect a big speaker, activate it, and now it's much louder. And this isn't even at full loudness.
Yep.
But yeah, so loud, easy sounds, loud, easy, NeoPixel, bright, RGB LED. And of course, you can add other feather wings too if you don't have pin conflicts. The pins are labeled on the bottom. But I think this will make, this is not just for lightsabers, but we thought about lightsabers when building this. But I think there's a lot of other props that we've thought of since we designed this. What can we build with the prop maker wing? And it's low cost. I mean, it's pretty cheap, and you can add to any feather.
And with that, those new products. Okay, lady, are you ready for a recap?
Yes, let's do a fast recap.
Okay, let's do a new product recap.
New. We got the AdaBox 008 Make Robot Friend with the Cricut and Circuit Playground Express. Everything you need to make your robot pal, including this color book. We have 5mm and 8mm wide nylon metallic tape. It's conductive. It's got conductive glue. It's a copper tape. It doesn't crack or rip. So it's great for capacitive touch projects or no sewing wearable projects. This battery pack takes your 4 AA batteries. We've had this before. It has an on-off switch, but now it has those breadboard-friendly plugs. You can plug it right into your breadboard or perf board. The updated Picade X hat from Pimeroni now has headers instead of terminal blocks, so it's even easier and faster to plug in joysticks and buttons to make your retro arcade. We've got a no-solder kit pack for making your own snow globe. Add some glycerin, water, and sparklies. Program your Circuit Playground Express with MakeCode and make this. This lens kit add-on for the Halloween allows you to attach one of our glass or plastic lenses onto the Halloween so you can make those creepy eyeballs pop out at you. And the star of the show is the Prop Maker Wing. This add-on gives you level-shifted NeoPixel output, 3-watt Class D amplifier, triple-axis accelerometer, and 3-watt RGB LED driver, and some power control circuitry to make it easy to make any kind of light, sound, reactive props using CircuitPython or Arduino and any feather you can think of. And that's the new products.
Okay, if you want to buy any of that stuff, if we still have it in stock, Prop Maker Code works until 11:59 p.m. Eastern time tonight, 10% off. We're going to do some top secret, and then we're going to do some questions, give something away.
I know.
Top
what
secret
is-
this week, I'm going to start it off first. We are adding more and more stuff to our AR app, and this is the latest. So this will be part of our invoicing. So when you get an invoice from Adafruit, we have all these cool quotes, but you'll also be able to do things like see the thing that you bought and how it's assembled. So this is the QR code that'll be on an invoice that we would send you in your package if you bought a Cricut and Circuit Playground.
This is part of our
Express.
invoice.
Yeah. and
Innovation
so-
and invoices.
Yeah, and so, this is just like a little screencast. So what I want to do is show you close-up of what this is. So I'm going to start it here. Oh, you know what? It doesn't work that way. Sorry, the video does not want to cooperate. So anyways, here's the hollowing that when you scan it, it pops up and it even plays the little video.
Yeah, hold up your head in front of your face like you're holding a phone.
Yeah. I don't wanna- why did it play? It's weird that it just won't play. That part of the
Mystery.
video won't play. But this part of the video did play. Okay. Anyways,
Good.
and then the other part of Top Secret.
Well, we're thinking of making a Pi badge. So this is like a CircuitPython badge with an M4 chip.
Yep.
A larger display and some buttons and speakers. So maybe kind of like the Halloween, but a little bigger and with a bigger color
Yeah,
screen.
get
and
a
so
bigger screen.
Little
We might
kind of
do one
game
with
controller
e-ink.
thing. I don't
We
know.
got all
Some
sorts
NeoPixels.
of stuff. But
Yeah.
this is our coming soon. It's not out yet. Open source conference badge and more. It's also a little gaming device.
And it's the size of a credit card.
Yeah.
Which is a lot larger than you think,
Yep.
by the way.
Okay, that's top secret, but get back in the vault.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to answer some
In the
questions. We answered those questions over on Discord, adafruit.it/discord. I got one lined up for you.
So go to Discord.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
what
where
do
we
they got?
do it. That's where we do the questions, and that's where we give away the stuff at the end.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
If you're watching, it's a phone number thing, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so question: why are the holes in the middle for the prop wing? Why are
Those
there?
are strain relief holes. So what you would do is you
Put
would
wires
take
through it?
you can put wires through it, but it's better because those are near the breakout holes, and usually your props you free wire stuff. So you would take a zip tie and you put it through those holes, or you put a piece of wire, and then you twist the wire that you soldered in around it, and you clamp it down, and it holds it against the PCB so that when the prop moves or the board shakes, it doesn't tear out. Anybody who's ever built anything is like, yeah, strain relief is a problem. This just makes it a lot easier.
Okay. If you had to choose a feather to use with the prop maker wing, which feather would you choose to use?
By far, the best feather you could use is the Feather M4 because it has the audio output. It's super fast. But the second choice is the Feather M0 Express. Those are the two recommended ones because they have CircuitPython support and audio output. And of course, the M4 is just like amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever thought of doing ADA kits requiring a lot of soldering assembly like the old Radio Shack kits? Not really, because that market's served pretty well by a lot of different people. So
We'd have the TV Gone kit. And we'd
yeah,
have
but I'd say that's not
do
like
this.
we did the Zox box and like
Oh, we did. And that's 300 components.
yeah, and I'd say like that market is very specialized, very small, and it's generally for experts who they want to do expert projects, and that's a very small group of people. There's a bigger group of people who they've never touched this stuff, so we have to get them started like solder-free kits, and then maybe a little bit of soldering. But like for fun and for our hobby, we'll seek out like, oh, cool, surface mount stuff. Like people are like, oh, you should have a surface mount kit. It's like, well, that's only a very small number of people
Yeah.
that can do it,
Yeah.
and you need very specialized tools and expensive equipment. So for now, we're gonna stick to making very easy, very modular, where like feather plugs in stuff. You get really far, really fast, and then if you want, there's other more advanced ones. One of my favorite places to go and look for advanced kits is the place that your friend, where Bunny sells all of his stuff.
Oh, well, there's Tindy, and then there's also, oh boy, he's gonna kill me. I cannot remember the name
It's
of it.
Crowd Supply.
Crowd Supply.
I was just testing you.
That was a good test. I'm
Yeah,
tired.
It's Crowd Supply. So that's another one. If you really,
Sorry, Lifton.
it's fine.
He's probably watching. He's like, how could you forget my site?
No, Tindy and Crowd Supply. Those are the
Yeah.
ones. Okay. Next up, is a trinket powerful enough to handle Neo Trellis?
The Trinket M0 is. I wouldn't recommend an original Trinket. I'd get a Trinket M0, and you're definitely good to go.
Okay. What about doing more breadboard ADA box kits? Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's definitely for a younger audience, and so we'll probably build up to that over time. Like, it depends. We've been trying a few different things with AdaBox, but right now it seems like people really like having something that works great out of the box that they then can learn from, and they're not necessarily starting from scratch. So it's more of a standalone kit than like, here's a bunch of things that you can eventually get working. There's something that works right away.
We may do another one. I kind of feel like the breadboard kits are more, they're more of like, okay, you're going through the easy.
Will there be a learning guide for? Yeah, we don't have a choice.
There will, as soon as I just like, get a little bit of sleep,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to put up the guide. Then no, they do different things. One is is the device ready to receive any data, and then there's one that's like, are you ready to receive that particular data? But it depends on kind of what you're doing with.
Okay. Next up. Oh yeah. If by the way, all the video, like YouTube and stuff, is garbage right now. Like, go use one of the other services or watch the.
Yeah, we're on Twitch, we're on Facebook. And
Yeah, our connection is perfect. We have a giant beefy connection and a backup beefy connection if needed.
It's not us.
Well, it's the internet. Internet blows sometimes.
That's
also,
okay.
I think everybody in the world is glued to their TVs because there's like bombs being sent everywhere.
Yeah.
So like everyone's either like watching the news or they're watching Netflix to escape from reality. By the way, speaking of, Doctor Who is pretty good. We started
It's
watching
nice.
it. Yeah, we're up to
Yeah.
episode 3.
I like it.
I made a promise to our teams that I would not try to ever catch up with Adabox. Doctor Who. The first one's here like 50 years of Adabox. I'm only watching Lady Doctor Who.
I like this Lady Doctor Who.
Yeah. Okay.
I like Lady Who.
Next up.
Okay.
Let's see. No, that's it.
Okay,
We got through all the questions. All right, you
Great.
want to give something away?
we're gonna give something away.
What do you want to give away this week?
Let's give away an Adabox 8.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, why not?
All right, what are the rules?
Rules are, if you've won something before, you can't win again. Only one winner per my lifetime. So yeah, if you've won something, just hang out and chill. But if you do want to win something and you haven't won something before, you have to call the phone number when it appears on your screen. We're going to pick up the phone. I'm going to say ahoy, ahoy. And then I'm going to ask you your name, where you're calling from, and a project you're working on or you want to work on. And if you're able to get through all of that, which sounds easy, but it's not, we'll get you an Adabox 8. It's 3906. You can have your own standalone Cricut board. Wait, I forgot to put the phone underneath. Sorry. Here's the phone. When this rings twice, I'm going
Yeah.
to pick it up and say ahoy, ahoy.
So that's a fun number. Yeah, someone said build a sonic screwdriver. We are going to do a prop.
We
with
can
it.
do that now because we have the prop wing. They
Yeah,
can
do
do it. It get to happen. This is my old lady voice.
All right, so call the number.
Call the number. This number, call it. Remember, I'm going to say ahoy, ahoy. That's how you know it's me. I'm going to ask you to turn down your audio because otherwise you get audio
Oh,
thingies.
phone's ringing.
Phone's ringing. Is it ringing again? It's ringing again. I'm going to pick up.
Yeah, go
Okay?
for it. Yeah.
Ahoy, ahoy. You reach Ask an Engineer.
Ahoy, ahoy.
Ahoy, ahoy. Okay, please turn down your audio if it's on and tell me your name, where you're calling from.
I'm David from Hamilton, Ontario.
Wow. Hey, David from Hamilton, Ontario. What's the project you're working on or you want to work on?
Actually, I'm working on a couple different projects. I'm working on a pumpkin to put outside for next week for Halloween.
Okay.
And while I'm at it, I'm also going to be doing some stuff for my model train layout that I've been working on a few different projects.
Oh, awesome. Well, you're in luck. We're going to send you an Adabox 8, which is full of all sorts of robotic goodies that could be super useful for your train build or maybe your pumpkin build. All you have to do is email support@adafruit.com, support@adafruit.com, and say, hey, I'm Dave from Ontario, and I got product number 3906 coming to you, and they'll send it out to you. So that's 3906.
3906. Okay, I got it.
All right, thanks, Dave. You're so polite. It was great talking to you.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye now.
Okay. Well, that was a show for tonight, lady. That's it.
For a second, I thought it was Dave Estelle's, and he was messing with me.
That's okay. We never said he couldn't win.
No, he could. No, it's like, you know what? You never won, so you should win.
Yeah.
There's a different
don't forget
Dave.
the code's prop maker. 10% off the native free store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Thanks for everyone who's out there who purchases stuff, supports us, New York City-based company. We'll be here next week. Next week's Halloween. So
Yeah.
we'll be here.
We'll be here. Get your costumes on.
Special shout out, hug report, kudos, and thanks to all of the Adafruit team members helping out with the show, the remote team members that are in the chats and more, all the Adafruit community members, and everyone hanging out in Discord. Thank you so much. We're here every single week, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Ask an Engineer. Everything's bonkers right now. Be good to each other because it's the only thing we've got. And make something, share something, build something. Everyone makes something.
Yes.
It's the thing that can unite us. So
Send
excellent
Ada
to one another.
boxes,
Yeah.
not bombs.
All right.
Okay.
And with that,
Thanks, everybody.
we'll see everybody next week. Thank you so much.
Have a great night.
Here is your moment of Zener.